I know that many of you would love to become more productive, and this certainly applies to me as well. But how can you accomplish that? And one person from the audience a couple of weeks ago sent me a list from a service called Filtered, where they analyzed about 100 productivity hacks and made a ranking out of it. So welcome to a new coffee break here on my channel. In this video I will look into the top 10 productivity hacks and I will give you my view whether these are really effective or not. In the past I was sometimes a bit skeptical about these productivity tips. I made a video about this in the past as well, linking it somewhere above here. But in the end of this video I will also share one bonus tip, a productivity tip that really helped me in my life, so stay tuned and get into it. The first productivity tip I want to talk about is time boxing. Time boxing means that you look at your calendar, you plan your week or your month ahead, and you just schedule some time into your calendar for things that you really would like to accomplish. And I feel like this is especially effective for things that are outside of your regular work. Of course, in your regular work, you know that you will need to make the time for the things that really matter. But what is everything that comes on top of that? Maybe you have some side projects that you want to work on. Maybe you have an exercise routine that you want to prioritize. Make sure that you block off this time in the calendar and then be realistic. Do you even have enough time in the evenings, on the weekends to get this done? Make sure to prioritize accordingly to get this right. Next tip is prioritization. It is of course essential that at work you prioritize your tasks in the right way. So let me share 3 tips here. These are rather rule of thumbs that I think apply most of the time. First, focus on things that need to move to other people's desks. So if someone else is waiting for an input from you, well, then this person is able to progress the work by him or herself. Prioritize this. Make sure you get this to this other person's desk as quickly as possible, because then you can also expect to get the result back rather quickly, of significantly increasing productivity of the whole team. Next, do things first that usually lead to some quick wins, to some quick results. It's often quite frustrating if you receive a project, a task, maybe from your leadership, and you do some things first where you know that only in 1 or 2 or 3 days of work you can actually have something presentable in your hand. And of course then if your leadership reaches out to you after 1 day, asks what you have done, and you don't really have anything you can show for, that's often not ideal. And third, to prevent burnout, especially when you're sitting at your desk in the evening, it's already getting late, always ask yourself this specific piece of work where you now feel like you need to work on it right now, do you really need it for tomorrow? Is it needed for your work day tomorrow? And if it's not, do not work on it in the evening. Next is the skill of saying no. Especially juniors often feel like they need to do everything that someone asks them to do. This is of course not really a sustainable way of looking at your work. And if you struggle with this, if you struggle with saying no in such a work environment, I created a video in the past where I also shared specific tips on this situation. I will link it above here, feel free to check it out. Next productivity tip is to move during the day. If you just sit in front of a big screen from early morning until late evening, you will very likely get depressed at some point. Your energy level just naturally will go down. What I implemented for myself is now since a couple of weeks, almost every day from Monday to Friday during lunch break, I go to the gym. I signed up for a gym very close to my office, and then often I just pick up something quick to eat during a video conference or something like that, so that I do get some food in as well. I know this is not possible in every single job, but even at McKinsey during my time in consulting, I was able to at least go for a short walk, maybe outside of your client's building, outside of your home. This does make a big difference just to get some fresh air, because otherwise there might be days where you don't even see the sun. If in the early morning you go into the office and then often once you come back from the office the sun has already gone down, that's of course not really a great environment to work in. Next tip, control your devices. We all have experienced the situation. You receive a new email and then you open Slack and you see 5 unread messages on Slack, then you look at your phone, lots of notifications on your phone. How can you even concentrate in this environment? How can you even get anything done in this situation? Try to schedule some time in your calendar, maybe with time boxing, where you focus on working on your emails to make sure that you really have some time of uninterrupted work where you can do some deep work done without getting interrupted all the time by these types of things. If so far you took any value out of this video, please destroy the like button and subscribe for the YouTube algorithm. This would be much appreciated. And of course, if you have additional tips on productivity to share, leave me a comment in the comment section. But now Now let's continue. Next productivity tip is to take short breaks. This is of course very much related to the tip to move, but of course if you are the personality that just sits at his or her desk and you really struggle to do something else, think about other tasks, incorporate a couple of these short breaks. Frankly, in an office environment, often this would be just a quick chat with a colleague, a little coffee break. In my humble opinion, most people in these environments don't really lack these types of breaks, but if you do, make sure to have the time. For me, again, a big game changer was the exercise, the gym time during the day. That in itself is of course a valuable break as well. Next productivity hack is to have an actively managed to-do list, either on a written sheet or just in one of the many to-do management apps that you can get on your mobile phone, on the PC, on Mac and so on. The main reason why this makes sense is because it gives you peace of mind. If you don't write down all your to-dos, first, it's very likely that you will forget something, and second, you will always feel stressed because suddenly some to-dos pop up in your mind and you don't really know whether this is something to do now or maybe later. You are just afraid of forgetting it. So whenever you get a new task that you need to get done, just dump it in any of these to-do management programs, because then you know for sure that you will have them all written down, that you won't forget anything. And besides that, maybe that's also a personality thing, but I feel like there's very few things which are as satisfying as having a sheet of paper in front of you, or even also one of these apps, and being able to just cross off to-dos from that list. That personally always gives me a little sense of accomplishment during the day, a little sense of self-efficacy. So if you feel in a similar way about that, try it out. Next productivity tip is to eat well. Trust me, we all had the experience of having had a very heavy lunch and then in the afternoon just feeling down, just feeling like you lack any energy to get anything productive done for the next 1, 2 or even 3 hours. That's of course not great and probably also not really healthy. So avoid heavy lunches and also be careful about all the snacks that you eat during the day. In some companies and almost all meeting rooms, there are baskets of sweets, of chocolate and so on, and it's just so easy to in every other meeting eating a bit of this chocolate. So try to replace these snacks with more healthy alternatives. Next productivity tip is the 2-minute rule. This rule says that whenever you can get a task done in 2 minutes, do it now. Don't postpone it to later. If something can get done in 2 minutes, there's really no reason to not taking action right now. Don't even bother tracking it in your to-do app. Just the fact that you open your app or take your piece of paper with your to-dos and you write it down, this alone will take 1 minute or so, right? So just get it done right now, then it's finished and you're fine. Next tip is to control your social media consumption. This is a problem that many people have, me included, that you just waste far too much time on all these apps, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok and so on. I think in most professional contexts, it's actually LinkedIn. LinkedIn now became this big social network where you can read all these posts, watch all these videos. And the main thing is that for many jobs, you actually need LinkedIn. It's one of the tools that you need for your job. Frankly, due to this reason, I haven't even found a good way of organizing myself in this regard. So if you have any good tips to share on that, just leave a comment in the comment section. Now finally I want to share the one bonus advice that was not even present in this list that I initially talked about, but that I feel had a quite significant impact on my life. So many people are using actually big headphones, noise cancelling headphones in your work routine to just blend out the noise and so on. But in my humble experience, there is something that is far more effective than all these noise cancelling headphones. And this is proper earplugs, something like I have here in my hand. I started using these in university, especially during exams. So it was always allowed during exams to plug in earplugs like this. And I feel like just the fact alone that I used earplugs during most of my exams helped me to improve my grades by at least 1 or 2 points on all of these exams. At least for me personally, this was such a game changer in how well I was able to concentrate. And even today, whenever I want to have focused quality work time of 1 hour, 2 hours or so, where I just want to sit in front of my desk to get something done, there's nothing else that helps me as much to concentrate as proper earplugs. Again, if you found this helpful, please leave a like. I would very much appreciate that. Big thanks to all the members of the channel for supporting the work here at Firm Learning. My name is Heinrich. I release weekly videos here on the channel. See you again next week. Until then, and bye bye.